Today we're diving deep into a powerful and often overlooked topic: 12 surprising habits that many people develop in old age. These habits often make others feel uncomfortable, yet are rarely talked about openly. These habits aren't about superficial things like appearance, wealth, or social status. Instead, they're about subtle, deeply human behaviors, the kind of small but powerful actions that quietly shape the way others perceive, respond to, and interact with you as you move gracefully through your golden years. The truth is, many of these behaviors go unnoticed by the person doing them, but they never go unnoticed by those around them. Friends, family members, colleagues, and even strangers may sense a change, but often won't have the heart or the courage to point it out. Out of respect, love, or even discomfort, they remain silent. Yet these habits can deeply influence the respect you receive, the warmth of your relationships, and the love and support you feel from the world. Let me be very clear. This conversation isn't about judgment or criticism. It's about empowerment. Growing older is one of life's greatest privileges, a beautiful journey that many are denied. And when we navigate this chapter with awareness, wisdom, and intentionality, we not only uplift ourselves, but we inspire everyone around us to see aging as something filled with dignity, strength, and grace. Today's discussion is meant to open eyes, open hearts, and offer tools to help you age with even more authenticity and pride. Because when we know better, we do better. And when we do better, we live better. So I encourage you to stay with me through this video. The insights we'll explore today might just change the way you view yourself, the way you interact with others, and the way you shape the next beautiful chapters of your life. Let's begin. Overlooking personal grooming and hygiene. As we journey further into our later years, personal grooming and hygiene can sometimes slip down the list of daily priorities. It often isn't a conscious decision, rather, a slow shift influenced by decreased energy, physical limitations, or a sense of, why bother, after decades of maintaining appearances. However, what may seem like a small, harmless oversight can have profound effects on how others perceive and interact with us. Neglecting simple grooming habits, such as trimming nails, maintaining a fresh haircut, wearing clean, well-fitting clothing, or addressing body odor, can send an unintended message. I no longer care about myself. And while those who love you may never voice it out loud, they often feel the difference instinctively. They may withdraw slightly, shorten physical affection like hugs, or even visit less frequently, all without fully understanding why they feel uncomfortable. In younger years, grooming is often automatic. As seniors, it sometimes requires conscious effort, but that effort pays off enormously. Personal care isn't about vanity or trying to impress others. It's about respecting yourself and signaling to the world that you are still engaged, present, and vibrant. A fresh outfit, combed hair, and a little attention to detail tell the world, without needing words, I value myself, and I value those around me. Taking pride in your appearance reminds others that your presence deserves respect, affection, and admiration, no matter your age. Keywords blended: senior grooming, elderly appearance, respect in old age. Speaking without considering the impact. One fascinating yet often unspoken phenomenon of aging is the gradual fading of our internal social filters. That little voice inside that once whispered, "Maybe don't say that," tends to grow quieter with age. Many seniors embrace a newfound sense of candor, proudly speaking their minds under the belief that they have earned that right through a lifetime of experience. And in many ways, they have. Life's lessons do grant a wisdom that deserves to be shared. However, raw honesty without the balancing force of kindness can feel less like wisdom and more like a blunt weapon. It might manifest as casual comments about someone's weight, unsolicited criticism about parenting styles, or jokes about modern lifestyles that were meant to be humorous but land poorly. Sometimes it's justified with the refrain, "People today are too sensitive." Yet what often goes unseen is the emotional distance such words can create. People may stop calling as often, They may limit visits or avoid deep conversations altogether, not because they don't care, but because they feel vulnerable around sharp words. Remember, your words carry tremendous power, perhaps now more than ever. Before speaking, consider asking yourself, is it necessary? Is it kind? Is it helpful? When honesty is delivered with compassion, it transforms into something precious. Your experiences, lessons, and observations can then truly inspire, uplift, and guide those who are fortunate enough to hear you. Keywords: blended, speaking wisely in old age, senior communication skills, aging, and relationships. Wearing outdated or poorly fitting clothing. There's undeniable comfort in routines, in old familiar clothes, trusted styles, and well-worn favorites that carry the memories of a lifetime. However, there's a fine line between comforting nostalgia and appearing disconnected from the present. Clothing that no longer fits properly, garments that are faded, worn, or outdated by several decades, can subtly convey to others that you've stopped keeping pace with the world around you. This perception isn't about shallow fashion trends. It's about staying energetically connected to life as it is today. You don't need to chase every new style or become a fashion icon. But taking a little time to update your wardrobe, choosing clothes that fit your current body comfortably, selecting colors that flatter, and incorporating a few modern pieces, sends a powerful signal. It says, I'm still here, fully engaged in today's world. Imagine showing up to an important event today in a suit from 30 years ago. It would feel oddly out of place. In the same way, everyday life deserves your respect by dressing the part of who you are now. Someone rich with experience and still open to new experiences. Presenting yourself in fresh, current clothing is not about vanity. It's an outward reflection of inner vitality, emotional maturity, and an inspiring commitment to live each day vibrantly. Keywords blended: senior fashion tips, elderly clothing advice, aging gracefully, dominating conversations without realizing. Good in our later years, we carry an entire lifetime's worth of stories, lessons, and experiences, and often there's a deep desire to share them. After all, these tales of triumph, hardship, humor, and resilience hold immense value. But sometimes, without even realizing it, that noble impulse to share turns into the habit of dominating conversations. You might notice that you're doing most of the talking, steering conversations back to your memories, or offering advice even when it hasn't been asked for. When conversations become one-sided, younger people, and even peers, can begin to feel unheard, unseen, and undervalued. They might start to disengage, pulling back emotionally or avoiding deep conversations altogether. The art of conversation, especially in older age, is about balance. It's about offering your stories when appropriate, but also making space to genuinely hear others. Practice asking more questions. Listen without immediately preparing your next response. Resist the urge to correct, lecture, or top someone else's story with your own. Ironically, the less you strive to make your voice heard, the more others will seek it out. In the end, true elder wisdom isn't about speaking the loudest. It's about creating an environment where others feel safe, valued, and eager to listen. Keywords blended: senior listening skills, elderly communication, aging with empathy. Criticizing the younger generations. It's almost instinctive. When you've lived through decades of societal changes, hardships, and innovations, you naturally begin comparing then to now. And often the comparison favors the past. In my day, we worked harder. Back then, people respected their elders. We didn't need gadgets to have fun. While these sentiments may feel true and even comforting, expressing them too often, especially in a critical or dismissive tone, can alienate younger people rather than inspiring them. The world today is vastly different, shaped by challenges and pressures that didn't exist decades ago. Every generation faces unique battles. When older individuals constantly criticize modern ways, younger generations often hear an unintended message: you are not good enough. They may start to withdraw, keeping their struggles and victories to themselves. unwilling to invite judgment into their lives. Instead of criticizing, try leaning into curiosity. Ask what excites them about today's world. Listen to their challenges with an open heart. Share your experiences not as a better way, but simply as part of your story. By respecting the journey of younger generations, even when it looks very different from your own, you create bridges of trust, understanding, and love across the years. Keywords blended. Senior perspective on youth, aging with compassion, generational understanding. While these thoughts might, when young people feel judged, they don't argue, they retreat. They keep conversations superficial. They share less of their world with you. Being curious, instead of critical, invites connection. Ask about their experiences. Be open to their ways of thinking. Offer wisdom where it's welcomed, not where it's imposed. This doesn't mean abandoning your values. It means leading with love, not lectures. True influence in aging comes from compassion, not correction. Keywords blended. Elder respect, understanding younger generations, aging influence. Ignoring new etiquette and social norms. As society evolves, so do its norms and expectations. What was once considered perfectly normal, such as speaking loudly in public places or engaging in casual physical contact, has now become potentially intrusive or uncomfortable for others. These small, innocent behaviors can unintentionally make those around us feel uneasy, and we may not even realize it. Social norms are dynamic. They change with the times, influenced by new generations, technology, and cultural shifts. What was acceptable decades ago may not hold the same relevance today. If we do not actively adapt to these changing expectations, we risk unintentionally alienating people or creating awkward situations. It's crucial to stay aware and considerate of these shifts in etiquette. Simple adjustments, such as lowering your voice in shared spaces, respecting personal boundaries, and being mindful of shifting social cues, demonstrate not only social awareness but also emotional intelligence. These small changes can create a positive impact, making interactions more comfortable for everyone involved. Acknowledging these new norms shows respect for others, helps you maintain stronger relationships, and more importantly, helps you stay connected to the world around you, rather than feeling isolated or left behind. These thoughtful actions can become an empowering way to engage with others and create an atmosphere of mutual respect, where everyone feels valued and heard. The world moves quickly, but those who embrace the changes and evolve with it, especially in our senior years, find themselves thriving within it. Keywords blended. Modern senior etiquette, social skills for the elderly, adapting in old age. Talking only about ailments and problems. As we age, it's natural that our health becomes a more significant part of our daily conversations. From managing physical pain to dealing with chronic conditions, it's understandable to want to talk about what we're going through. But there's a risk. If every conversation revolves around our health issues, medications, or medical appointments, it can drain the energy of those around us. It shifts the dynamic from sharing to venting, which, over time, can isolate us from others. This isn't about ignoring your struggles or pretending that everything is fine when it's not. It's about finding a healthy balance in conversations. Yes, it's okay to talk about your health, but don't let it define you. Remember, you are so much more than your ailments. You have a lifetime of experiences, wisdom, and passions that are worth sharing too. Instead of only focusing on difficulties, try weaving in topics that bring joy and spark new conversations. Dreams, memories, hobbies, aspirations. This gives those around you a fuller picture of who you are and invites deeper, more meaningful connections. You still have a vibrant and active mind capable of dreaming, exploring, and enjoying life in new ways. Let others see that side of you, not just your ailments. Talk about the things that excite you, the places you want to visit, the books you want to read, or the hobbies you've always wanted to try. By doing this, you not only enrich your own life, but also bring a refreshing energy to your relationships. Keywords blended. Positive aging, talking about health, elderly social skills. Clinging to old grievances, carrying the weight of old grudges, whether family conflicts, past injustices, or unresolved slights, doesn't just affect your emotional well-being. It can age your spirit far more rapidly than time ever could. These unresolved issues can fester, cloud your conversations, and harden your energy, leaving others feeling like they're stepping into a storm of bitterness and resentment. It's important to understand that holding on to these wounds doesn't honor your past. It anchors you to it, preventing you from moving forward. The grudges you hold from years ago can dictate how you interact today. They shape your conversations, your thoughts, and, more dangerously, your emotional state. The truth is, no matter how justified we may feel, bitterness is never the solution. It's only through forgiveness, whether it's expressed directly or silently, that we free ourselves from the grip of resentment. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning past wrongs. It simply means choosing to no longer let them control your present. It's an act of emotional rejuvenation, a powerful form of self-liberation. When you let go of old grievances, you create space for new, lighter experiences and relationships. It allows you to move forward with a clearer, more compassionate heart, and most importantly, to live fully in the present. Assuming everyone shares your beliefs in any stage of life, it's easy to assume that those around you share your views, whether it's your politics, religion, or lifestyle choices. This can happen unintentionally, especially when you're used to being in a circle where beliefs align. However, assuming that others share your perspectives can inadvertently create barriers and alienate people, especially in today's diverse world. Respectful dialogue is key to honoring the beautiful diversity of human experience. Everyone carries their own unique set of beliefs, shaped by their upbringing, culture, and experiences. The wisdom of growing older lies in understanding and appreciating this diversity, not in trying to impose our views on others. Engaging in open, thoughtful discussions where we both listen and share builds mutual respect, even when disagreements arise. Knowing when to speak and when to listen is a powerful communication tool. There are moments when your perspective is important to share, but there are also times when offering others the space to express their truths fosters a richer, more meaningful exchange. It's a reminder that dialogue isn't always about convincing others, but about understanding them too. In aging gracefully, we embrace the differences that make us all unique, enriching our relationships and communities with the wisdom of respectful conversation. Keywords blended: aging respectfully, senior conversations, respecting diversity in old age. 10. Becoming rigid and resistant to change is a constant in life, and while it's difficult at any age, it can be particularly challenging as we grow older. It's natural to find comfort in the familiar, the routines, traditions, and beliefs that have shaped us over the years. But clinging too tightly to the way things used to be can lead to isolation and disconnect. The world around us is constantly evolving, and resisting change means cutting yourself off from the vitality and vibrancy of today's world. Adapting to change doesn't mean abandoning your values or who you are. It's about remaining open to new ideas, new technology, and new ways of thinking, while still holding on to the core principles that define you. Staying curious, flexible, and engaged with life's ever-evolving rhythm helps keep you mentally, emotionally, and socially active. The ability to embrace change gracefully keeps you connected to the world and opens doors to new opportunities, experiences, and relationships. It's a sign of strength to be adaptable, and it reflects a willingness to grow and evolve, regardless of age. Instead of resisting change, find ways to integrate new experiences that enhance your life, while still cherishing the timeless wisdom and values that are uniquely yours. Keywords blended: adapting in senior years, senior flexibility, embracing change in old age. Forgetting the power of gratitude. Gratitude is often underestimated, yet it is one of the most powerful tools we have, especially as we age. It's easy to get caught up in what we lack, what we've lost, or the struggles we face as we grow older. However, a shift in focus towards gratitude whether through a simple thank you note, a compliment, or verbal acknowledgement, can create a profound positive impact on our lives and those around us. When we express gratitude, we amplify the love and respect we receive. Gratitude transforms our environment and attitude, creating a ripple effect of positivity that extends to our relationships. Interactions. For seniors, your attitude becomes your atmosphere. It influences how you see the world and how the world sees you. Gratitude invites joy, positivity, and warmth, while negativity or bitterness creates distance, isolating you from others. By embracing gratitude, we don't ignore the challenges that come with aging, but we choose to focus on the beauty and blessings that still exist in our lives. It helps us cultivate resilience and find joy in even the smallest of moments. When we make gratitude a daily practice, we enrich not only our own lives, but also the lives of those we interact with. It's a simple yet profoundly transformative mindset that adds richness and fulfillment to the aging process. Keywords blended: gratitude in aging, positive energy in old age, joyful aging. 12. Losing your sense of humor. Laughter truly is the best medicine, especially as we age. Life can become more challenging with age, but having the ability to laugh at yourself, at life's absurdities, and even at the struggles you face can keep you lighthearted and resilient. Humor helps us maintain perspective, soften the edges of difficulty, and bring a sense of joy back into our daily experiences. Being able to laugh at yourself shows self-acceptance and